Prisca Nwokorie reaching out to you in a moment with Sister Prisca. Wherever you are joining me from, I want to say thank you for making out your time to be with us in this very program. And as I present to you my own personal thought about things that will make us grow, things that will make our own lifestyle change positively. And because of my interest, not just for my own success, not just for my own well being, and because I care about you, that is the reason I am sharing this program so that you also will be able to learn, and probably from the comment section, I'll be able to know your own view about this very topic. That is why I captioned it seven questions that will make you rethink your life. We all know that there are different ways we have been trying to make things neat. We have tried different options, either through reading, listening to other speakers, or even watching other people's own life experience, either through film or other public sayings. In any form that you may have tried to engage yourself in things that will be able to make you improve in your way of living, in your way of thinking, I still want to thank you for making now that time to always view life in a different way. Nobody is already a genius about how to live. But we all as human persons learn from other people's own experience and be able to practice the good things we see in other people's own life. With this, we present these seven topics or the seven questions that will help us to rethink and be able to know if actually we are doing the rightful thing or we need to change our style. And as we begin, if you are joining us for the first time, I still want to say thank you for being with us and please share the link to invite others. It is always good for us whenever we discover something good to share with others so that they too will gain the wisdom we are about to inquire. And as we begin, I want you to answer this question honestly to yourself. I am not interested about knowing what your own personal thoughts are, but if you share your own thinking at the comment section, it will be welcome. So these seven questions are for you to re-examine yourself, what you are doing, in what way you are engaging yourself in the things you do, whether you are getting it right or you need to update yourself. Because no one knows it all. And these questions might expose some of the things about the things we have. It could be about our money, our relationship, our work, or simply our own direction of life. Because most times we try to copy what we see in others. Most of the time, the movies, the comedy, the books we read, the places we travel, the things we see are part of the things that shape our own life. And if we are careful to choose the good things about the things we see, it will influence us positively. But when we engage in the things that are not so good, it will equally affect the way we do things. And that is the reason sometimes people may approach us and say, "Oh, friend, you have really changed." Not because you changed your clothes, but because they saw a habit they are not familiar with. Your own way of living, your attitude, your character, and even part of the things you exhibit may have changed from what those who know you now begin to see. So, dear friends, I invite you to play along with me, whether you are watching this program live or you will be watching it after some days or even some months or even years. I would also want you to still have that reconnecting spirit just to answer the questions honestly with a view consciousness about what you truly desire. Every answer you give to yourself is best known for you, and every answer you may receive from me is part of my own knowledge that I want to share with you. So if you still have other suggestions to make, feel free to share them with. Now, I want you to listen carefully. Think about yourself. Forget about anything that is worrying you at the moment and listen attentively as we proceed. We may have to begin with the most essential need of every person, and that is money. Money is the first question we are going to talk about. The question is money or happiness? Which one would you choose? Would you like to make a lot of money doing something you hate or make just enough money to survive doing something you absolutely love? Don't answer too quick. Think about it. I repeat the question money or happiness? Which one would you choose? Let us be realistic with whatever answer we give to ourselves. The first option, let me explain better. You have a job that pays you extremely well. You have the money in the bank. You can afford a beautiful home. You can travel. You can organize parties. You can eat wherever you want. You can eat whatever you want. You don't panic about the unexpected bills that arrive your home. Financially, you are comfortable. Maybe just a little problem about signing of checks. Those things you can quietly do them with the app that your bank provides for you. There is just one problem. You hate your job. Sunday evening arrives and immediately your mood changes because tomorrow is Monday. Just like every other person will say, thank God today is Friday. But in your own case, Sunday evening rings the bell in your ear. Your alarm goes off Monday morning, and you are thinking, here we go again. You don't care about the work. Maybe you don't even like the people. Maybe the stress follows you home. Sometimes you might even wake up that Monday morning and go to the office 2 or 3 hours later than the usual time you were supposed to sign in. Now look at the second option. You genuinely love what you do. You wake up and actually want to work. You enjoy the people. You are interested in what you are doing. You feel like your work means something. Maybe you have even done something or a version free of that particular work which you are doing. But financially, things are too tight. The bills get paid, but only just that you cannot buy yourself enough of the things you want. You can't travel wherever you want to go. An unexpected bill would creates a serious problem, and so you prefer to choose money or happiness. Whatever your own choice, may be, whether to go for the money in order to meet up with your needs or to go for your happiness and just get enough that will be able to satisfy your immediate needs. Dear friend, the choice is yours. The option you make is yours. But in any of the decisions you make, always think about your health. Always think about the things that may provoke you that psychological imbalance and go for what you feel will be okay. Don't do anything in order to impress those around you. With or without you, they are going to be fine. And because of the fact that sometimes our desire to help those around us may make us to go for things that will keep us uncomfortable, always remember your well-being is the most important thing. Okay, dear friends, how much money will be enough for you to be okay? There is complete difference between how much you earn and the happiness you obtain. Enough money will be able to get you a lot of things, but your happiness can never be quantified. Always go for things that you will not maybe have a regret in the future. I now go to the next question. But remember, between money and happiness, always choose something that will not hinder your freedom. Enough money, control over time, and work you don't hate. Choose what you feel that is good for you so that you will know that whatever comes out of it as a consequence, that is the choice you made. We go to question two. What are you waiting for? What's something you have been telling yourself you are going to do? Many a times we are filled with procrastination, a lot of desires of our things to do lists. I will do this, I will do this other one. One day, think about it. We all have one. One day I am going to start a business. One day I am going to get it fixed. One day I am going to travel. One day I am going to get married. One day I am going to get my own house. One day I am going to write a book. One day I am going to travel. One day I am going to be back to school. Whatever is your own decision, always remember that the choice is yours. Don't allow procrastination to ruin your identity. Don't allow people know you are someone who talks a lot of things but always find it difficult to complete a given portion of work. One day you begin to think a different thing and you let the job unfinished and you begin to plan another. What haven't you done? All those things come about it. And what you have to know is that we need to take one step at a time. Having a lot of things in our to do list does not mean that we have to finish it all. We have to prioritize the things that need our immediate attention. We have to check the things that if we do not do, probably things might not move very well. And in those things, we have to choose. That is why our knowledge of economics comes in. Opportunity cost, the things, the priority, the scale of preference, all those things now come to play. We have to remember that everything we do, we can never finish everything the same day. We still have that choices to make. We still have that opinion to make. You almost never finish a particular work and you begin to look for another. Try finishing a particular thing so that whatever experience you gain from it will be able to help you in your next stage. You might be the type who may have started attending a driving school because you need to be mobile to enable you go and do the things you're supposed to do. You started the driving school, but you could not finish it up. You now moved into a new job. You now started planning how to buy a new house. You now begin to talk about traveling. You now begin to talk about how you are going to get married. You are beginning to project a lot of things. But you know that your source of income is very tight. Therefore, the question is, in as much as we as human persons have millions of thoughts, millions of things we want to meet up, you need to take one step at a time so that you will not cause confusion in your memory, so that you will not confuse yourself. Because too much of thinking can lead you to emotional stress and it may affect your health. Always prioritize the things around you. Use your knowledge one at a time to enable you to move to the next stage. Be confident with every action that you make. Never compare yourselves with others to avoid you making mistakes that may bring you into a very expensive means of repair. You need to be yourself. Don't be any other person else. You need to follow your own pace of work. Don't measure your own success. Don't measure yourself by another person. After all, you were not born the same day. Even if you were born the same day, your own destiny is not the same. So for us to be comparing our own progress with the progress of other person is an indirect way of trying to steal our happiness, of stealing our health to things that really doesn't matter. You may look at other people's own engagement, other people's own effort towards doing things. You can watch their style of doing things and apply it in your own way. Even if you are of the same age with other people, the size of your legs are never the same. So why should you cause yourself that trauma by trying to fix yourself in another person's own destiny? Don't allow overthinking to steal away your joy of living. Don't allow things that are meaningless to take away the happiness that you have. A lot of questions we need to ask ourselves. If you close your eyes at this very moment, would you be able to remember all those your to-do list that you have already tabled? You comfortably forget about everything because already sleep has overtaken you. And not until that moment of sleep or relaxation passes your mind, you cannot open your mind. Even if you dream about continuing your work, but reality will always prove you wrong. Because of it, always measure your strength with the resources available to you and never think that other people are moving faster than yourself. You don't have anybody to measure your own journey with because God has planned our own journey differently, and no two persons on life journey will ever be the same. So relax yourself and feel comfortable. God is seeing your effort, and because He knows everything, He will never allow you to remain empty and go empty handed. So, another question I would ask you is the question number three. Would you want to know what I think? Imagine somebody you dearly love, somebody you are deeply in love with is hiding something from you. It could be your partner, it could be your friend, it could be a member of your family, or somebody very important to you. And whatever they are hiding will always hurt you. But here is the catch that you ought to know. If you never discover it, would you continue living happily? Nothing changes, even if you discover the most expensive secret that none of those your dear ones reveal to you. We all know that sometimes it hurts when we got to know about things we are not supposed to hear, especially from those whom we hold so dear. Probably our emotion is the first to give that signal. But always remember that to err is human and to forgive is divine. Even if somebody may have done something that hurt you so much and you feel you cannot forgive that, close your eyes, be silent for some minutes, and ask yourself, is my life tied to this person? Can I exist without this? If you ask yourself a lot of questions, or probably just give yourself a little of silence and ask yourself, Lord, what do you think about this situation? Be silent and walk away from it. God will speak to your heart. It is not every time or every situation that we get the immediate meaning of the things that happen to us. Sometimes we have come across young persons who, because they had little understanding with their partner, they will quit from their job. They will begin to have an emotional and psychological problem just because they allow that friendship they had with their partner to tie them up and take away their freedom. Don't you know that is a bondage? Sometimes it could be experiences from our own homes that may have caused us a lot of stress. It could be about the poverty in our own homes. It could be about the hardships we may have encountered. It could be because we were unable to pay the bills, outstanding ones that are waiting for us. It could be because our children were sent out of school. It could be because there are a lot of emergencies waiting up for us, but we do not know how to handle them immediately. All those thoughts will begin to fly in and out of our own mind, and it brings us distraction. You need to breathe in and out and ask yourself question, God, what is the way forward? Because many are times we forget God when life is going good for us. We only remember Him when we are in hard situation. That is one of the rightful moments you ought to seek back the face of God. Return back to Him. Present your story and your situation to Him, and He will be able to direct your own thoughts. You need to answer this question. Would you want to live happily, believing a lie, Or would you agree in everything that happens around you and remain safe? So, this is one of the things. Would you rather know an uncomfortable truth or live happily, believe a lie? The question is for you to answer. Whatever you choose is your own option. Think about it, and my instinct still tells me, tell me the truth, I want to know. But then I started thinking about it. Do not actually want, do you not actually want the truth, or do you want the truth that is being clothed in lies? Whatever you choose as an answer, that is your own, and you have to think about it and always know the fact that life presents to us different images about what we come across, and how we follow them and how we position them continue to help us to model our life in the way that we are going to face it. So, dear friends, this is all about it. And as we continue to move with our questions, the question I still ask you, would you prefer to maintain your happiness living by the lies you hear, or would you like to know the truth that will hurt you and affect your own trauma? I always believe that truth is the easiest way. Even if it hurts you, it will give you that sense. At least you have known the truth. Then you'll be able to know how to shelter and remind yourself that life is a school, and in it you can only learn. No other person can teach you about life except what you have already lived, and no one can convince you about the truth which you do not know is whereabouts. So, whatever you choose as an option is yours, and whatever you get as his own feedback is the choice you make. It is nobody's own fault. Then I would now ask you another question, and probably that will bring us to question 4, if I am not mistaken. If someone promises to give you a very huge sum of money, that you know that with that money it will make up for many of your plans that you have in mind, many of your unfinished projects, many of the debts you are owing. But in that skit is tied up things that will really affect your own freedom. Would you choose the money, or would you choose your own freedom? You know, most times we make decisions instinctively because our instincts carries us to make radical decisions, which later on we begin to re-examine and begin to blame ourselves. Why did I choose this? When you will value what I mean by this, if somebody offers you a huge sum of money in order to buy your freedom, or having your freedom at the expense of your money or whatever gift the person have to give to you, what would you choose? You know, most times I usually think, or these are my personal thoughts, I would say, God, I have come across persons who are very rich, who have everything they want. Financially, they are balanced. In every field of life, they are balanced. but they do not have the health. Almost at every time, they are always running for one emergency case or the other. And you see a poor person who doesn't have so much, probably for him or her to have his daily meal. It could be just one meal in. And that person, probably God has given the person good health. The person can eat anything without being intolerant to any particular food or the other. And the question is, if you were to choose, because this question is not something maybe, I'm just kind of trying to excuse myself from every other thing. If you were to choose between rich, becoming wealthy over your own freedom of health, which one would you prefer? And because our choices affect the things we do, I will always want you to have that sense of gratitude, to always thank God for any situation you find yourself in. Be grateful for who you are. You cannot buy everything you see, not because you cannot afford it, but because sometimes prudence makes you to choose less so that you will be able to use the remainder to help those who could not afford it. Many may have the opportunity of continuously traveling from one place to the other, but the question is, would you mind leaving one of those your journeys and use the money probably to help a poor individual living within your estate, within your own environs, and use that money to pay for the child's tuition fee, or probably a family that are battling with health and they have no one to help them. Don't you think that would be a very nice thing to do? And whatever choice you make, because some people may tell you, well, I'm not because of his or her own poverty, let him sort himself out. There are people who continue to engage themselves continuously, but because, would I say, that fortune is against them. They keep trying the best they can, but the result they are not getting it. Don't forget that God has made us to be hands and legs to others who could not afford it. That is why that same question that God asked Abel, that asked Cain in the book of Genesis, Cain, where is your brother? It is a reminder that we should be our brother's keepers in everything good. We have to be supportive to them. We need to offer them that help that they need at all times. Another thing that I would want you to imagine, nothing really changes in life. Situations come and go, but they still meet us at different positions. Your life may continue exactly the way it is today. Probably your habits may change, your job may change, your relationship probably will change, and your own means of spending will change. Your food, your routine, and everything about you changes. What does your current life take you? Where is your hope? Do you think that you at the present moment enjoying everything will continue to live the same way tomorrow? We are all sojourners, we are all travelers. Even if you have everything you need at this very moment, Think about how life is for those who do not have. If you are lacking a particular thing that is giving you sleepless nights, think about those who do not have anything at all. These are the things you need to ask yourself. Have you taken your time at leisure to walk on the street to see a lot of homeless people around the streets? Not because they purposely decided to be poor or find themselves that way, but because they wouldn't want to engage themselves into anything that will go against the law of the land. They will prefer to beg, they will prefer to help. Sometimes they will prefer to accept their own life and manage it the little way they can. Never insult a man or woman because of his present condition, not because that person at the moment is poor that will make you to insult that person. Remember, the God who has created the poor will always hear the cry of the poor and will always rescue them. The rich are meant to help the poor, and the poor are meant to pray and be obedient and be humble so that they will be able to receive help even from those that have it now. Keep doing the good you can, and nobody is going to touch you. Pay attention to the things that will be profitable to you. Always have that mindset. What if the person standing before me is the God I am hoping to see someday in heaven? What if that poor baker that I am watching today represents the Lazarus that the rich man was begging Father Abraham? Tell him to dip his finger into the water so that he can cool my tongue. Whatever you do to others, you are doing it to God, and the reward doesn't come immediately. Some of the reward will come later, some will cost you much. It is easier to be truthful, even if it may make you to lose your present friends at the moment, than to live by lies and have more friends that tomorrow they will deny you. Be known because your words are credible. Be known because you are truthful. Be known because you are one of the people who can be trusted, not because of what they have, but because out of their mouths can come out that truth that can save life, that people around them can always trust, that people around them can always confide in. Do you have you ever come across a poor man or even somebody whom you feel that is a very wretched individual, but a lot of professors, a lot of people go to them for instruction? Always remember this word which I learned from the scripture. Self control is a great treasure that no money on earth can buy. Always tell yourself the truth. Even if it means that your truth will make your friends to leave you. Don't worry. The true friends will come to you at the proper time. And God will never allow anything bad to happen to you. So with this, dear friends, I want to thank you so much for taking out your time to be with us in this program. Always know the truth, and the truth will set you free. These things will help you to learn a very beautiful and better lifestyle that will keep you going, irrespective of your situation, irrespective of your condition. Thank you so much and remain blessed. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel the moment with Sister Prisca and recommend it to others so that they too will get notification about our next and upcoming videos. May God continue to bless you. Amen.